What's up? It is that time of year where things must get planted. I am getting some more stuff in as well, but I just got in some strawberry mint and some apple mint and rosemary and some lemon thyme. You got elipaeos over here that are really cool. They're variegated. And they're Calicacia esculentas. They love the water. They don't like the light. I may move them even though they're inside the greenhouse. May move them. I think these down here get a little bit stronger there than the ones over here in the light, but they are stunning. Look at that leaf right there. Yeah. That's a nice one. Got some truly tinies. Got a bunch of those. Back over here, some longevity spinach. Sweet ahis, got sugar rush peach peppers and ají mangoes. Got habaneros now. Let me talk to you about the new employees here. So the other day we were sitting out here and I had a customer inside of here and we're looking at the seedlings, and these bees started swarming up here, and lo and behold, I had to have the lady go ahead and leave for a while until they settled in, but they settled right into this tree. Let's see if I can see. I'm gonna try to get it steady. You can see that they are settled up there in that tree. I guess there's a hole in there, so they've been working. I'm like, heck yeah. I mean, who doesn't want a free hive? It's not on my property, so technically speaking, it's not mine. But they're totally natives. Showed up right there. I said, oh, perfect, we'll go ahead and welcome them. And what I've noticed is they've been over here getting water. So what I did is I set up a little water station for them. I know you're supposed to use pebbles, but I got a lid. I got some of these saucers that I usually use for regular pots, but I put some mulch in there, like some sticks, and they're going in there and they're drinking some of the water. So I figured, let me go ahead and help them out. I saw that they were just standing on the rim of the turquoise one, and standing on the rim, and some of them were falling in. I was like, uh-oh, let me build you something. So did like a little scaffolding deal, and they're out here buzzing around. So I have no problem setting them up and give them a little drink here and see what they can do for me out here. Because I mean, I do got trees that do need pollination. I mean, hey, if you're gonna have them out here, then let's keep them here and see what we can do with them. Definitely need them. We got avocados blooming over here. This is a poncho. Leaves are starting to turn, but it is flowered up. So this one, I'd probably let it hold maybe 1 or 2. That's what I would advise for it, but nothing major. I wouldn't let it hold more than that. But supposedly a nice avocado. I think it's more on the medium side, but haven't tasted it yet. We got one over here as well that we're growing out. But Huang Tung Carambola, boom boom, which is a nice one. It's a nice size. Still got the mame working. Come and get it. Come rehome these trees, y'all. Red hog plum. This one's a beast. I got one over there that's right now has like no leaves. This one's still rocking the leaves, and it's crazy. Got them at the same place. King Mandarin is still holding. Nothing pushing just yet. But I'm guessing here shortly it should start giving us something. The June plum is still working. Old workhorse. Still holding these rocks. Yeah, I mean, come on. That tiny little branch is holding, and they will hold way more. But this is one right here that I've been excited to show. This is from the pink pomelo, and just exploded with little flowers, and they just new flowers. They're not ready just yet, but all the little branches in here. Yeah, y'all. Wonder if y'all can see that. There you go. All loaded up, and it's been steady this whole time. It's been kind of just sitting there, not doing a whole lot, and this last week it just boom, exploded. Strawberry guava still holding in. The lemons are starting to show themselves. I got that bunch here, and that other one there. And I don't clean anything up in there. I let nature do its thing. The wind comes over, it knocks it over. I hit it with the hose. It'll knock out all that dead foliage in there, the petals. I let nature do its thing. I got mangoes, I got bananas that are flowering, or starting to, not flower, starting to give me some more action up in here. Starting to grow out now that it's getting warm. They were kind of just sitting steady, but now it's time. I got a sugarloaf that's flowering, a Glen that just got a haircut. Dun dun dun, my Chinook. My Floragon that I grafted is still up for sale. Come get it, or else I'll turn it into a cocktail mango. Don't threaten me. Graft is looking good. Let me see if I can show you. Boom, still holding strong. Comes with the tag. It is ready. If not, I will throw another variety right on there and start rocking them. I did get a call looking for a cocktail mango tree, but I haven't started on those just yet. Give me a little bit and we shall see. Here's a Malika starting to flower. It's in a 7-gallon, and I was selling it, and I was like, I'm tired of explaining to people that this is not one that you want to tree ripen, that it's one that you have to wait 5 to 7 days on the counter. But they don't want to wait. I don't think that people like that style. They want to be able to fruit it right there, and this is an expert mango. So I'm thinking about taking it back now that it is flowering and adding it to the collection and seeing how it actually is. If I can dial it in and and see what the flavor is. I've had it once before, but I think I'll just hang on to that, because unless you got 4 or 5 mangoes at home, you ain't getting this tree. Because this is not going to be your first one that you get from me and then go, it was trash, and I knew I shouldn't have got it. I'm like, no. You got to be an expert to have this one. But Groomy Chamas are going off, showing some new growth over here. Day Avocado, done, just now breaking out in some flowers there. And yes, I sniffle. Yes, I got allergies. I got mounds of mulch over here. I got pollen everywhere. Everything is flowering. Everything's going nuts. It is called being outside. Like, don't sniffle. I'm like, dude, I don't take anything. I'd rather deal with it. Blueberries are starting to flower over here. All these are blueberries. I got pink lemonade blueberries. Real pink lemonade. But haven't had those. They look nice though. They're starting to turn like this nice color there in the sun, like this more maroon. So we'll see. Blueberry Festival's coming up here in April, so hopefully by then we'll get something going. Figs are starting to look a little bit lively. They look like sticks right now, but just starting to break the top there. These are slow growers and a tough sell from Jump Street. You got to sit on these for a while. That's all right, you learn as we go. Try to buy them bigger, But pineapples are doing okay. Goss is coming out fine. Leaves are starting to turn, but they're gonna hang in there. Pandan's looking nice and green. I got the strawberry tree that's starting to fruit again, so usually give them out to the visitors. That way they can taste it. I'm gonna actually have 2 trees now. Yeah, 2 trees. That way, once they bloom, I can give out the fruits. That way you can taste them. Let's see. Barbados. I got some Everglades tomatoes in there working. Let's see if you can see those. Yeah, right in there. Those are just volunteer everywhere. Once you got them, they just kind of, I don't know if that's from the birds or whatnot, but got these peaches over here that are starting to come out. These are actually from bare root, and I probably need to get a little bit deeper, but the root was so long that I started with a 3-gallon. I'll probably bump them up to a 5. But these are Sunglow, Florida Glow peaches, and starting to sprout. I got some persimmons. I got some customers that like these astringent varieties of Seijo. astringent, so it's like soft. Not my style, but hey, different strokes. They asked for them. I got a bunch of mango seedlings that I'm gonna graft onto later on. Let's show you what's going on over here. We got 10 minutes, we got some time. So, Fairchild is going nuts right now. And I thought this was gonna be new flowers, but nope, just growth. Not even a mixed bloom on here, but we'll take what we can get. I mean, overall, it's looking pretty healthy. This whole branch right here, this whole flower is looking really nice, and hopefully we'll see how many will hang on here, how many will allow, because it's the first time this tree's flowered this hard, so we shall see. I got some white guavas that I'm waiting for some customers to come over and pick up, but they're starting to go ahead and break out as well. The Glen in here is looking good. It is starting to flower right here, send off a panicle right here through the middle. And there's another one, yeah, right in here. There's a little baby there, and that guy there. And I thought Glen would have been kicking a little bit earlier for me this year, but it's a little bit slow. Guanabanas still struggling there, putting off some baby growth, but it did take a hard hit. It's all good. Here's some mixed bloom on the Venus. And over here, and this is supposed to be a late season, but it's got way more panicles on it than the Glen, so I don't know. It's still pushing out more, so respect. Yeah. And then it's got that panicle there on the top that I was watching some, I don't know what they're called. Some call them assassin bugs or whatnot. They were all over it, and I was like, I didn't want them on there, but do they pollinate it? I don't know. And then that panicle down there is starting to turn already. Hopefully some of these will set. I'll let nature do its thing. And oh, down over here, I was doing some grafting on these seedlings. So Karen Michelle, I grew it out, or I tasted it last year, and fell in love with the fruit. It's an amazing fruit. It's pretty large. So I grew out the seedling, smelled the leaves, and dun-dun-dun, smells like a winner. So what I did is I went ahead and grafted it onto itself. From the top, I went ahead and clipped it, and then regrafted it onto itself. Let's see if I can show you here. Kind of tucked it underneath there, but you can see, you know, it's held in there. A couple zip ties and some buddy tape, but I didn't know the name of the graft, and I needed to go ahead and write down something. I was like, well, how do I label it? So I call it the return to sender. I don't know, I thought it was something that was something I would remember later on. So I did that with all of these: a juicy peach seedling and a diamond seedling, which I didn't mind the flavor of diamond. To me, I thought it was pretty good. I have heard that it wasn't the greatest, and it's kind of bland, but I thought it had a good flavor. I think, if I can't remember, it tasted somewhat like papaya, but I could be wrong. I got to taste it again this year. But CC Love seedling, and and I contacted Julian Lohr from Lohr Farms, because I knew that he would know the name of this graft. He says that it's called an autograft or a self-graft, and I'm like, self-graft? That sounds kind of dangerous. Like, I think you can be arrested for being a self-grafter, you know, especially when you use serial self-grafter. So I was like, return to sender will hold for me, you know, I'll be able to remember that. So yeah, let me show you what else is going on. So we got to check back in about 3 years and see what's going on with those guys. Y'all stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know what to do. I'm just a dude in his backyard having fun, but if you want to tune in and see some cool fruiting trees, then hang with me. These red limes are still holding in there, and it's a cool trick. Instead of picking them all right away, you just leave them on the tree and they get real soft, and you can kind of preserve them there until you're ready, because we're just dropping them in water and kind of drinking them that way. But Okinawa spinach, it's going nuts, blooming, brings out the butterflies and such, so that's always fun. And here's the other Malika. This one's also flowering here, and should be able to taste this one. So to me, I'm down. I will go ahead and wait. I'll pick it early. I'll, ripen one on the counter, ripen one in the oven, in a bag. I'll take some cow dung, whatever I got to do to make it happen. I'm gonna ripen it just right. They say dark rooms, and some say burlap sacks, and there's 1,000 different ways to go ahead and ripen these guys. But anyways, this is Carrie right here, and she is loaded up with blooms here. So we are excited to be able to taste Carrie again. This was one of the gateways. My mom had a Carrie back in Longwood, and pumped out a ton of fruit. It was an amazing fruit. It is an amazing fruit. Number one sold here in Florida. It's completely fiberless. You can take a spoon and just like spoon out the flesh. It's really nice and sweet. But I guess once you eat that for a while, then I guess you graduate to these other cool flavors. So I don't know. To me, it's always a beautiful variety, and I like growing it and eating it, man. 'Cause to me, I love them all, man. Besides the Indian tones, all but those, you know. But still, one of these days, I'll go ahead and maybe subscribe to those a little bit more. But this is the Maria mango, and I'm surprised that these aren't blooms from Jump Street. I'm hoping for some mixed off of that, but I've been waiting for 3 years now. Now it's like, uh-oh, come on, work with me. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's just like little spikes up there. Comment below if you know what these are. Hopefully there will be something, but this thing is healthy. That was my graft 3 years ago, and then June plums are still holding back over here. The leaves are still starting to come out again, but for the most part it is a stick. There's no foliage. It's got straight up fruit on here with no foliage. This is how they rock, you know. Keep it in a pot. I'll probably put that in a 15-gallon or something like that. Keep it in a pot, that way you can move it in and out, because it does get cold up here. So who knows, one of these days I may plant one in our system over here and see how it does. Pitomba, doing all right. Let's see, got more seedlings over there, and then these are all for customers. Besides the dwarf Hawaiian, that bad boy is mine. We'll be up potting him here later on. Barbados cherries hanging in there, still staying green. This is a very simple plant or tree, bush, shrub, what you want to call it. Fruiting bush that is like an evergreen. The leaves are super shiny. The pests stay away from it. But last year it only gave us like one fruit. So hopefully this year it'll give us a lot more. I went ahead and kind of tipped it to see if we couldn't get some new shoots off the new growth, or new berries off the new growth, but we'll see. Instead, this is why you plant multiple trees, because while you wait for one, something else is giving you something. So Suriname cherry is over here flowering. If one doesn't want to work for you, try another, you know. But these are going nuts, and I know some of y'all don't like them. You know, you'll fight back and forth over which one's better between Barbados and Suriname. I'll eat them both. This is Buddha belly bamboo, which supposedly stays pretty small, but it's got like some cool growth styles, and I guess they get like little fat, short stubby styles, like well, I don't know why it sprang up pretty good there. Anyways, Valkyrie over here, still holding off on flowering, but it wants to. It's about to start pushing out here in just a few. They say it's a Valencia Pride mixed with a Carrie, from what I was told. Haven't tasted it yet, but who knows. And then Miss Kathy over here, that's holding off on flowering. See if you can see that. She's about to start pushing, but we shall see what she looks like. And this little blueberry over here starting to flower. Kept her in a pot just because I wanted to see the difference of putting them in the ground. Yeah, there's already fruit hanging right there. I wanted to see the difference of it being put in the ground versus kept in a pot, and they work either way. You know, actually I lost 3 in the ground over here out of 4, but I didn't amend the soil, didn't do a whole lot. This is Canistel. Taking some hard winds over here because it's like wide open, straight run until over there. For the moment, this will all be planted out here shortly. Brought out the Rollinias to get some sun. The Sabarajabo The Kawa's all right. You know, that one's starting to show me that it wants to do something. You know, I feel like this year maybe it'll flower, because my goodness, I know it takes a while, but we'll see if it doesn't surprise me. This is why we have multiple species, but these are all my grafts over here. Right here you got lemon meringue. This one I think is the orange sherbet, and the Maria mango. I did another one over here that's starting to kick. And yeah, I get that tape off of there. I don't like it being that low. Anyways, and Harvest Moon, and I think this one is the Angie Ice Cream. This is why it's easy to keep this guy in a pot, because he's a shrimp compared to the other guys, and they're all roughly the same age, give or take. Phoenix over here starting to flush out the top. And I got some more 7 gallons over here. The cack, which my little cack graft looks amazing. Cack or CAC, whatever they say. But it looks great. I love the growth on cack. It looks, and I've heard good things from it. I haven't had it yet, but hopefully this year I'll be able to get my hands on some. This one's the Peach Cobbler, which Orlando Gardner talks so much about. He's got one, and he says that you'll know it's ready whenever you can smell it. I guess the aroma will let you know. I am about to tip these here. I want to see what this new growth is going to do. If not, I will be bringing it back down, get some more shoots out of that. And then Juicy Peach, because this one came out swinging last year. I really did like this flavor. This is the cool thing about growing them in pots. You can rotate them, and that way they can grow the best way. You want the tallest one towards the back. That way all the branches get some of the sun there. Let me stand up and show you. But yeah, you can spin them around, move them. If the wind gets too strong, you can put them together, you know, make a wall. Strength in numbers, you know, that's what growing together does. But check this out. This is the Shangri-La mulberry. I think that may be better there. And they are starting to kick out now. And very sweet, very nice berries. They're probably like 2 inches. And I guess they're going to be kicking out this year. Can't wait. And we'll be grafting more of these later on. So come on by and grab yourself one. Kohlrabi and the borage is looking good. I just started eating the leaves of this, and it tastes like cucumbers. It's really cool. The flowers are sweet. Like at first, whenever you first eat them, they have like a sweetness to them. Now I was told that this is like an invasive or something like that, and I don't know. I've never grown it before. I figured I'd throw a couple seeds in here, and before you know it, they all just kind of sprouted. If I got to rip it out, then so be it. I ain't scared though. We make things move around here and get rid of them. Let's see, some tatsoi and something else. Boring. Back over here, Miss Carrie's still rocking. She's still holding. I just had the inspector come over, and man, he had one. He was like, man, that's good. You know, every year you got to get inspected by the Department of Agriculture. But you know, come out and show him some cool stuff that maybe not. Maybe he's had some of these before, he hasn't, but it's cool to let someone try it for the first time. It's always a cool experience when you first grab the fruit from the tree. It gives you that dopamine hit. So, what else is popping? So, check this one out. Can't tell anybody though. This will be our little secret. So, I'm getting some guava or gas flowers coming out. 1, 2, and 3 underneath that other branch there. First time this thing is flowered. I think it did once before on the back, but it fell off. Hopefully it'll give us some guavas this year, and these are sour guavas. Great for making juice, but we shall see. The Pakistan guava is starting to grow out, and to our surprise, it's going to give us some fruit this year. Where'd it go? It's on the other side here. But it is throwing out. I mean, it's just now breaking. So we were very excited. I was super stoked to find this variety. Shout out to the Reed Farm. I got it from the Reed Farm. And I was like, man, I didn't find it anywhere else. It was, yeah, or it is the Pakistan mulberry. And there's the fruit, like right. Hang on, let me see if I can get you in here better. This leaf right on there. It's right in. I'm sure you can't see that. It's a tiny little dude, but it's he's in there rocking. There's actually 2 of them that I've seen in there, and you see that guy? Yeah, maybe you can see him in there, maybe not. But yeah, they'll get a little bit longer. They get, I guess, like 4 or 5 inches. It's one of the longer berries. I haven't had it yet, but this is the new stuff that I started doing over here to entertain myself and go ahead and get a jump start on things. So what did I do? Put in a Mexicola Grande, one that I grafted myself. I figured, why not drop one in the ground. I am getting this irrigation hooked up over here, that way all these will have water. Until then, I started doing some chopping and dropping with Mexican sunflower, dropping all the leaves and the branches, the smaller stuff in between here to keep the ground nice and moist. That way I'm not having to water as much. I always use compost and mulch over the tree. That way, once you water it, keeps it wet. But so what I did was threw in a Sumatra X Cross, banana there, and a winter Mexican avocado, and that's flowering. I'm not gonna let that thing hold. I did the unspeakable, dun 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 dun, 3 sugar loaves, seedlings in 1 hole. Why did I do that? Why would you ever do that? Well, we're out here having fun, A. B, I figured I can keep them small. If you saw these compared to the other seedlings, these are half the size. They seem very, very small, and with good pruning and good care, I think I can keep them very small, fruit them very quickly, and these will be 3 new hybrids that will be coming out that have that coconut-esque flavor. Hopefully they'll be good, and who knows, if they stink and they got to be cut out or regrafted, they can be used as rootstock. Always. Brazos Bell, it's all flowers and barely any foliage, but it got the treatment. We get some, and these are all brown now because the Mexican sunflowers kind of dried out, but did this fresh and it just rocks down below. Dun dun dun. What else? 4 seedlings. Yeah, in like 4 feet. Why? Because I'm gonna sit there and grow these out, prune them properly, keep them more like a hedge, and show people, you know, if in a couple years I go, hey guys, this is a horrible idea, then I will let you know. But for now, I think I can keep these small enough. I mean, my lanes are like 10 feet apart, so I think that I can keep this pretty steady without having a ton of branches coming in to slap us. So I think I can keep us short on this side, keep them around the 10-foot mark, and see if we can't fruit them. And then dropping some irrigation down through there, and then down through here. Let me give you the walking tour over here. Oh, and I did something else in here. This guy's new. Who is he? Let's go talk to him. Where you been at, man? Huh? Who sent you, man? Check it out. So this one is Rollinia. And these tags are great. Go out there and grab these from Amazon. They're metal. You can write into them. Write down the plant date. You know, that way you can remember later on. And you can customize whatever you want. Basically, you take a pen and push down on there and it'll keep. Plant a Rollinia in here. Why? Why would you do that? It's cold sensitive. It's not supposed to live here. Roll the dice. Have some fun. Risk a little. Hopefully these pigeon peas right here next to it will insulate it some. When you stand back and you look, it's kind of protected. All I got to do is grow something else in there to kind of block it this way. By then, this winter Mexican will start growing in this way. It's going to shield it from the northern winds, so you never know. This is how we grow together. We practice, we try something new, and see if it works. If it doesn't, you go back to the drawing board and try something else. So I'm planting kind of like in a agroforestry lanes. That way it's easier to manage. The chopping and dropping is manageable. I can run mulch down the middle, and then around the edges basically feed itself. feed it back into itself. So why not drop seedlings in there for wind protection and for fruit later on? Pigeon peas are doing their thing. They are popping everywhere. The bees are buzzing. Life is good in Florida right now. Talk to me in a couple of months whenever we got hurricanes, but listen, right now, enjoy today. That's all you can do. But they are buzzing, working. Let's move on. Through here, come around, and you come across this dwarf everbearing. And this little guy's got some little rocks on there that are just now starting to emerge. These get to like 10 feet tall. Let's see, 10 feet tall and pretty good flavored. It's kind of your average run-of-the-mill mulberry, but I'll tell you what, I've had this in the ground less than a year and it's already putting fruit, and it's all of 8 feet, maybe 7 feet. But workhorse, why not? I trim this guy up. Mexican sunflower, use him for a lot of the chopping and dropping through there. That way he can give this variegated rubber tree some love, give him a little bit of light. This one I got from Natalia's Garden Center, shout out. I saw it over there and I was like, dude, that's pretty gnarly. Doesn't produce fruit, but I figured variegated leaves, let's rock him for a while. He has to be relocated if he's not too happy there, then, but he seems to be doing all right. I asked him, yeah, he says yes. So, back over here. Oh, I got the periscope over here, waiting for this graft to go ahead and start shooting out. Basically, that's the cover for the sun, that way it doesn't dry them out. And I do 2 different ones to see which one works a little bit better. The down periscope, and then more the dress type, where you bundle it from the top loosely and then kind of umbrella it down below like a dress, and then it's inside there. You can't really check it though, you just have to give it some time. But we'll see, come back and double check, and make sure you label your grafts. Don't be messing around and thinking that you're going to come back and understand. It's the Florida rattlesnake. Can you hear that? Making music, and check it out. Suriname cherries, another one. Starting to flower out. And we just throw stuff in the system. If it gets a little bit leggy, if it needs to be cut off, we cut it. But if it's fruiting, we're rocking with it. Variegated lemons, or no, variegated kumquats. This one too came out of Natalia's Garden Center. Shout out to her, and this thing is rocking. Gave us one, it came with one whenever we first got it, and it was pretty big. It was, I'd say, a good 1.25 inches across, but this year it's really going off. And I like variegated stuff, so I figured why not. Dropped right next to it is a lemon zest seedling. This is a seedling, and I topped it. That way I can go ahead and get it branching out. And I'll keep it in this size right here, because sooner or later this is going to grow above the sugar apple and the kumquat, and it's going to shade them both, you know. But you can grow them together, grow them tight, and you work it out. Trees in the jungle, they work it out in a natural setting. The seeds will fall, they grow, but here this is a little bit more managed. I am playing, you know, into their growth habit, but you can prune them, keep them short, and have a path in between. You know, it's going to be a little bit tougher this year to mow in between here, but hopefully if I mulch all of this pathway here, then I don't have to mow. I can just run a little weed eater through here through the middle, and see the mulch line, it started through there, and then whoop, all this grass, and hopefully that mulch will sit there and cover it. If not, you gotta work a little, you know. How much do you love this fruit? How much do you love this? I was just thinking the other day, you gotta be crazy in love with fruits to kind of stop and drop and leave everything. Not leave everything, but quit. You know, I quit my job in May, just go ahead and start this nursery game, just because I love fruit so much, and I knew I could go ahead and do it. And here we are, going into a year later, and we're rocking and rolling. CC Love seedling. This is a seedling as well, not grafted, and it's got some shoots in there. And if you haven't had CC Love, it is a wonderful mango. I would say top top 3, you know. I know a lot of people may, you know, say something about that, but top 3, I love the Indo-Chinese flavors. That always pops, but Okinawa's going nuts. And this Sugar Loaf, look at the difference. Or Sugar Apple. It didn't lose that many leaves in the winter because it's being shaded out by this Mexican sunflower, right? Right across the street over here, you got his cousin that's been all sun, boom, sun baking on it, and the foliage, and not so good. It'll be fine, you know. It does take the cold here pretty well. I think it's get down to like 26 or 27, but shade goes a long way. So the idea is to grow your shade up. This is easy stuff to be able to grow up. But this one is the Thai dwarf mulberry, and this year is its year. Decided to go ahead and show off and throw out a bunch of fruit. I mean, it is nasty. I'm hoping that some of this stuff will actually hold. It seems very I'm pretty shocked to see all of this, to be honest with you, but we'll see how many hold. But every single branch, every little bit just has fruit on it. And this isn't, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but they start off like little hairs like that, but then the fruit will fill that. So you're not really eating those yet. And they will turn purple. I think those are about an inch and some change. And they're like semi-sweets. But when you have so many, you can do all kinds of cool things with them. And those will be available later on as well. Who knows? Dun dun dun. And then see, it just kind of grows over there. If I wanted to, I could stake it up and make it nice and perfect. But why? I mean, just let it drape. That's what it wants to do. Why not? Then you kind of tuck underneath there. And that's it. Mexican, I mean, you can trim this. And I will, you know. But for now, why? It's your garden. You do what you want. And if it works, cool. Tell me about it. I want to try it. This guy over here is a new guy to the system. It's M4 seedling. And because there's 2, I should be able to get fruit within 4 years-ish. Y'all let me know if this is true or not. I'm going to give it a go. And then the black Suriname and all Mexican sunflower. And then what's in here growing? A little shoot of turpentine, because that was where the Alfonso was. I started with Alfonso, but that one expired in January of 23. But we're getting it in. I got to get the irrigation tapped in, and we'll be rocking and rolling this year. Thanks. If you're still watching this, thank you so much for your time and your patience. I am new to this game, but you know, I think together we'll be able to figure it out. We'll have some fun doing it. But stay tuned for more. We'll give you some more updates and get back to work, y'all. That's enough. Y'all have had way too much fun here.